Hi guys, it's Nina, Northern Sweden here with another lovely Lisa Parker mug. I've been trying to film a lot the last couple of days. I find myself deleting it, but now something happened. If you're watching me, you're probably a crafter, or you're close to a crafter, or something of a sort, maybe. If not, well, I don't know. If you're a crafter, do you ever find yourself saying stuff to people and they look at you like you're a complete alien? Yeah. Earlier this week, today we have Saturday, so it's been a very long week for me. This week has really felt like a month, but anyway, this week I have shaved a wand. And I'm ironing paper. That's like a normal thing, you know. For crafter, that's kind of, well, maybe not shaving a wand might not be normal for a crafter, but anyway, that's what I did, and it worked out. And today I'm ironing paper. Yay! Okay, so let me talk about it. As you may or may not know, I am struggling really a lot at the moment. Hang on. Hot, yummy coffee. Okay, so I've been struggling a lot lately, and both financially and a lot of other stuff that I'm not going to go into right now. But one thing that everyone needs to do when they're struggling and everything, we kind of need to clear our brains, gather our thoughts, kind of. Some use meditation, some use yoga, some use long walks, some use whatever to sort of clear their minds, relax the blah. Yeah, we can speak today. Yeah, loud and clear, loud and clear. To relax our brain. Hey, I did it. Okay, so for me, one of these brain relaxing things that gives me energy and relaxes my brain and sort of rejuvenate my thoughts is crafting. And when you don't have money to craft, you kind of deal with what you have. Instead of getting hooked on what you don't have, try and see what you have at home to craft with. And it can be frustrating. It can be really frustrating. I think in the last video I talked about this guy, this little junk journal that I'm working on. And normally it isn't a problem doing a junk journal. You kind of just use what you have, right? Well, that's true most of the time, but for some reason, sometimes when I craft, I get an image in my head in the middle of crafting of what I want the thing to look like. Most of the time I just kind of work with what I have and just let things happen, you know, just roll with it. But all of a sudden with this guy, I got stuck because I wanted a certain thing, and actually 3 things that I need for this journal to be what I want it to be, and I can't get my little paws on them because no money. Oh, I'm sorry, the sun is here. Look at that. It's a sunset, guys. Anyway, so I'm kind of stuck at the moment because I don't have any money, so I can't buy the little things I need. It's not expensive, but you know, when you don't have money, anything is too expensive. So this guy I can't continue with. So I was roaming through the house trying to find something else I wanted to craft with. So I ran into a bunch of old friends. Hang on. Trying not to show you too much on my messy table. These guys. These are bamboo chopsticks. Yum, 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 yum. I suck at eating with chopsticks. I'm really bad at it. I had a friend who had a secondhand store, and she got a bunch of chopsticks in, and I said, wow, this would make such great wands. It's like swish and flick. And I was like, oh, and she said, you can have them. So I got a fistful of wands. Yeah, I got a fistful of wands, more or less. The problem with me is when I get stuff like this and limited resources, I can't buy more. Even though buying chopsticks, any kind of chopsticks, cheap chopstick isn't super expensive, but if you don't have money to spend on crafts because you're still struggling with the bills, buying more is not an option, and that's just the way it is. I'm not trying to be, oh, poor me, it's just the way it is. So you work with what you have, right? The problem for me when I got these about a year ago was that I got too many ideas and limited, you know, I only have this many ones, and the ideas were just bubbling away. So yeah. So when I couldn't work on this guy, I thought maybe I should start, at least make a few wands. So I took 5, but the 5th I didn't get too far with. So I put on these little thingies at the top, the little, oh yeah, we can focus. We can really focus. Thank you. So yes, I put these guys on top here, and I glued a little rubber snake on here and a little lizard with the cutest little paws you ever seen. Look at those little paws there, just clinging on for dear life. Oh, poor thing. So cute. And then this little sort of wine ribbon thing. It was green with leaves. You can see the leaves there. So, and the next day I started to glue on, make these little handles out of different things. Then I got to this one, and that's the shaved one. So I used an old shoelace, and I wrapped it around, and once the glue dried, since it was used and kind of fuzzy, all the little fuzz became like spikes. So it was, holding it was really prickly. So I find myself asking around friends, what do you do when your shoelace get fuzzy? And the non-crafters, all of them, without exception, immediately said, oh, I just buy new shoelaces. It's like, and since I didn't explain properly in the question what it was I was actually asking, the crafters came up with a million ideas for old shoelaces. I should probably make a video about all the ideas because they were pretty cool. But so I had to go in and explain the prickliness, because I was afraid if I was going to paint on the glue, this has a layer of black paint on top, by the way. If I was going to paint on the prickly glue spikes, I was afraid it was going to get like thorn. It was like, it would be like holding a rose or something. Gives a whole new meaning to blood magic. Yeah. So then a friend said, well, she uses a razor, you know, just like the lady stuff you use for your legs, so on, or male stuff you use for your beard, whatever. So I tried that. So I found myself one day shaving a wand for about an hour, and it made the wand fuzzier, took away the sharp spikes. Why am I out of breath? Let's breathe. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. Let's see if we can focus. Maybe. Oh, look at that. Sidetrack. Oh, let's zoom out, shall we? So it made the wand fuzzier, but when I painted it, everything went in. So now it's pretty smooth and nice to hold. Anyway, so when I was working on this wand, all of a sudden I ran out of glue. As you can see, these two handles are made the same way. Maybe you can see that. Can you see? Same texture and stuff. This is just a bit thicker. So I ran out of glue, and I rummaged through the house trying to find a proper glue to use. I found a universal glue that was super runny. It was super runny. So I sat there and I held and I held and I held, and every time I let go, it just unraveled, because these are just cotton ribbon, like the ones you have on your towel, the little hanger thing on your towel. So that's what these four are. So I started searching again, and I found something called express glue, and I thought, yes, we got it. So I tried that and it didn't work at all. So anyway, so I ended up using the all-purpose glue, the all-around universal glue, runny stuff. Anyway, and I taped these with just regular tape, and it took me a day extra to dry. So that's why this one isn't painted yet. They're getting to it. But as I was working with this handle here, I all of a sudden got an image in my head for these three. And that's not a good thing, because then I lock on to something, and a lot of the time it's stuff that I don't have yet. So for these two guys, since this has leaf and greens and the little butterfly and stuff on, and this one has the green top and the snake, I was thinking these will be, of course they need a second layer of black, but to dry brush them in some green metallic sort of color. I don't know what color, but some green metallic-y kind of color. That would be so awesome. And I don't have it. No money to buy it either. So it's like, I'm stuck. I'm stuck with these two. And of course, then I had to have an idea for this one. And I want silver for this. Some sort of silver color just to dry brush it, and it would look so awesome. Seriously, guys. So I'm kind of stuck with these three guys, and they all need a layer of black, and this one I don't have an image in my head, so I can work with the colors I have. But since I get an image in my head, I have trouble just letting go of that, and I know that about me. So what I did, I put these aside for now. And I started searching for something else to do. So I went back to this guy. I've been having a bit of a photo shoot today, trying to take pictures of some of my jewelry that I made and that I'm gonna post for sale, and because money needed. I'm gonna put the lamp on, sorry, like that. Oh yeah, lights. Sorry. So I started working on, thought this guy, I started with him about a year ago. I don't know why it's a he, it just is, it's a he. Hi bunny. So I started working on him for about a year ago, and I keep running out of material and put him aside, running out of material, put him aside, and so on. But I mean, he's getting kind of big, so I figured, as you can see, the clay that I'm using is air drying, and when it dries it shrinks because it loses moisture, and that means the roots are kind of pulling up. I already extended the board that it's on twice. This is the second board, so I'm thinking I'm gonna extend it even more and make it out to here and build the roots onto the new board like I did before, because this guy was just this big in the beginning. He wasn't bigger than that. He kept growing and growing and growing. But the thing is, I don't want to start working too much on the outside and do a garden and stuff before I have finished the inside. Oh, poor guy. Come on. Yeah, good bit. Before I have finished, let's see if I can show you. Hang on. Ooh! Yeah, you see that? I haven't finished painting yet. It still needs paint. I'm not done with the floor here yet, and as you can see, it's kind of tight to get in here, so I don't want to add on even more to make it even more difficult to get in here. So I thought, yeah, I finished the rooms. It has 4 rooms, this, that, this, and that, and it has at the moment 1, 2, 3 sort of balconies, and then the top here where they can just go up and have a party. So I didn't want to build it too wide because it would be difficult to work on the 2 front rooms. These 2 rooms I could work on. There's only one problem. I started working on him. I started to paint the walls here, and I ran completely out of white acrylic paint. Seriously. White acrylic paint, one of the most basic things to have as a crafter. First I ran out of my favorite glue for these guys, and then I ran out of white paint. I mean, I'm starting to get desperate here, guys. That's like two basic crafting things that you kind of need. I'll give you a little round tour here. Here we have a little window over there, and then we have the stairs from bottom coming up, and it goes up into that room, and then you can go through from that room in here, get out here, and then you can walk up this way. And I have a little nookie cranny little thing here, and some windows and stuff like that. Are you getting dizzy? Yeah, I can guess. And like this, and a little hidden window over there. Anyway, so I can't really keep on working on this guy now either, because I need the white paint, because I want to get the rooms finished before I do this. So I was back to what shall we do now? Well, I started to think, well, okay, so I can't do this journal because I need a few things that I don't have. And again, not expensive things, but you know, money. So I figured I can always make another junk journal that I don't have a specific image in my head, right? So what I did, I started to dye paper. So here's my tea dyed paper. I did them yesterday. And here's my coffee dyed paper that I did the day before that. And as I started with saying, like, do you ever find yourself doing strange things? Well, this week I shaved a wand. And today I'm ironing paper. And it sounds so, you know, yeah, I'm normal, I promise. But see the difference? It's about the same amount of paper in here. See the difference between the iron paper and the paper? This is tea dyed and this is coffee dyed, so that's the color difference. So you can see the tea dyeing is a lot more like pale yellow, and the coffee dyed is more like brown. So it depends on whether you prefer the yellow kind or the brown kind. The thing about dyeing paper with coffee and tea, if you use the tea to dye, you don't get the smell. If you coffee dye, you get some faint, well, actually you can get smell from tea too if you use like flavored tea. And you can't really see the difference actually, because they look kind of white. So let's use what let me bring these over here. Okay, let me do, the iron is hot because I was in the middle of this when I told the guy on the live stream and the chat that I was ironing paper while I watched him, and I realized how strange it sounded. It's like, okay, so this is acrylic. This is the first time I ever dyed this type of paper. So this is acrylic oil color pad. So you can use acrylic paints and oil paints. Why can't I open? Sorry. So it has, no, you can't see. Anyway, so let me see if I can find the tea dyed one. It's this, yeah. So this is the tea dyed. Now you can see the difference. And let me find the coffee dyed. Here we have the coffee dyed. So here's the coffee dyed. So now you can see the difference. This is original coffee and tea. The coffee hasn't been ironed yet, so they will get a bit flatter and stuff, but I kind of prefer the color of the coffee dye compared to tea dyeing, but that's, you know, up to you. So that was the acrylic oil pad. I did, I think, 3 sheets of each color, and then I used also regular watercolor paper. This is just, I don't think I have the cover yet. No, the cover is off. It's just like regular watercolor paper. So I did a few of them of each, and then I just used some regular, you know, notebook paper, which actually it's kind of a grayish color. It's not as white as, you know, it's not that white. It's kind of grayish, and I preferred the coffee dyed version to the tea dyed version. And here's the original. So, and this pad I love because it has this dividers. So this different dividers, and it has both line paper and all of that good stuff. And then I just also these are coffee. Okay, put them there so I don't mix them up. Also I dyed, this is just regular copy paper or printing paper, just regular thin, really cheap. I bought it, this is dollar store, like a huge box of it. So yeah, so you know, shaving wands and ironing paper, and yeah, hashtag Craftlife. So I'm gonna go back to continue my laundry, and then I'm gonna iron this pile, and I'll see you guys another day when I'm doing something other Craftlife-y things, or I'm decluttering. I don't know yet. You might recognize this. This is decluttering and posting ads. I've been taking some pictures and stuff today, so I will post them for sale soon too. So yeah, that's my week. I'm also on a month sick leave. I went to see the doctor yesterday, and now I'm off for a whole month. So we'll see how that works out. I have to go back to the doctor in between 1 and 2 weeks, depending on when I can get the time, because he's a doctor at different places, but you know, so I have to get back in 1 or 2 weeks, but he signed papers and said I said I needed a little bit of time off, and I was thinking like maybe a week, and he said, you're crazy, you need a month. So yeah, I have a month off, and hopefully I'll get back on my feet. That's what we're praying for anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to my laundry upstairs, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna finish my coffee before it gets cold. Cold coffee is a crafter's little thing, I think. Keep forgetting my coffee. So yeah, see you in another one. So happy crafting, guys.